Are you having problems with not being confident in game situations? I want you to do what I got for you in this video right now. It's gonna help you a ton. It's gonna help you instantly get more confident in games so you can play better. And at the end of the day, if you wanna be a great player, you have to play with confidence. Basketball is 90% confidence. I see a lot of players that are about equal skill level, and it's always the player that's more confident that's gonna play better. Coach Jesse Muench with Get Handles Basketball, where we train harder and smarter so you can play like the pros. If that's something you're looking to do, make sure you subscribe and click the bell icon so you can catch the newest videos. And if there's any part of your game you're looking to improve, make sure you check out my channel. I got hundreds of videos on pretty much anything you can think of. But if I don't have a video on what you're looking for, leave me a comment, let me know. I'll try to get you one ASAP. So, confidence. Let's talk about, first of all, why you would not have confidence. There's two main reasons. Three, kind of. The first would be you're not confident maybe in your skills. So if that's the case, then obviously just get more practice in so you can get those skills up a little bit. But keep in mind, like, usually you're better than what you give yourself credit for. You really are. I see a lot of players that don't think they're very good, and I'm like, man, why isn't this dude busting everyone? And a lot of times it's just because they just don't have it here. They just don't give themselves enough credit for the work they put in, for the skills that they do have. But the other part of that coin that I want to give you is, you have to make sure that you're prepared for the game as far as like in your warm-ups. If your handles feel off, if your shot feels off, it's usually because you're not putting in enough time in quite before the game. I'm not saying to put in a hardcore workout, but get enough in so you get the feel for the basketball. You get some shots going in, your handles feel right. All those little things will help with your confidence. That leads into the big thing I'm going to give you in this video. So where the lack of confidence comes from, that's kind of the first part is, not being confident in your skills and getting your feel right. But the bigger problem is usually really, really mental, and it goes a little bit deeper. So let's talk real quick about why you would not be confident and why players aren't confident, and it's kind of a vicious cycle. Usually if a player, and if this is you, is not confident, it's because mentally you're worried about the bad thing that could happen. And usually this goes a couple levels deep. So what I mean by this is maybe you're worried like on a layup that you're gonna miss the layup, or someone's gonna block your layup, or you're dribbling out on the perimeter, you're worried that someone's gonna steal the basketball, or you're worried that someone's gonna steal your pass. That's the first layer. That's a big problem already. Like, if you're thinking that, then guess what's probably gonna happen? That bad thing that you don't want to happen, because that's what you're mentally focused on. There's been lots of psychological studies, and they say, like, the things that you focus on are the things that happen. That's because that's where your attention is going, and now it's gonna happen more. And on top of that, on the basketball side of things, just thinking more like logically as far as what happens in the flow of a game, if you're worried about something, how do you think you're playing? You're hesitating, right? You're not quite certain. Well, what happens in basketball if you hesitate, when it's not like the hesitation move? Defenders get that little millisecond that they need. That's, everything happens so fast. A millisecond's a lot of time in basketball, and now they can jump in front of that pass. Now they can poke the ball away. Now they can block the shot because there's that hesitation. So because you're worried about the bad thing happening, the bad thing happens. Your thought of the bad thing happening created the bad thing. So you got to get that thought out of your head. And that's just the first layer. And as you can see, that's where the cycle would come from, right? You're thinking about the bad thing happening. The bad thing happens. Now you're not confident. So now you're worried even more. And next thing you know, it just keeps happening over and over and over and over again. But the layer deeper is what happens after the shot gets blocked, the ball gets stolen, the pass gets stolen. You miss the layup. You miss the wide open jump shot. You airball the jump shot. What happens after that? Somebody in the crowd goes, oh, the crowd goes, boo. The coach puts you on the bench. Your teammates are getting down on you. Your teammates regret passing you the ball, right? So all those thoughts are thoughts that, whether you realize it or not, you're probably subconsciously worrying about, and that really weighs on you deeper, because it's not just you messing up and feeling bad about it internally. Now you're also worried about everyone on the sideline, your coach, your teammates being down on you, society being down on you, and your worth as a person going down. Man, that is like a weight, right? When you think about that extra layer deeper, that can weigh down on you. Maybe I'm getting your confidence down right now when you're thinking about it. Don't worry, we're gonna get you back up. So if you think about that, and piling that on top of just the thought of missing the shot, now you can see why, okay, yeah, someone that's not confident really has a good chance of messing up and has a good chance of hesitating, the rhythm being off on their shot, and because of that hesitation, and now they miss, all those things, and you're gonna have a much higher chance of screwing up. And now again, the vicious cycle continues. So here's what you do to fix it. And it's actually pretty simple. First of all, like we talked about, this will put in place what we're going to talk about here, but get your warm-ups right. You know, get yourself a good feel for the basketball, seeing the shots go in so you can get the confidence up a little bit to get started. And then before that, you know, weeks before, months before, make sure you're getting your practice in regularly so you feel like you have the skill set to perform. But on the mental side of things in games, here's what you should be focusing on. Focus on success, right? You don't want to focus on the bad thing because that's where the vicious cycle comes from. And I'm going to give you a second step to this too. But focus on a successful shot going in. Focus on successfully crossing your defender over, successfully blowing by him, successfully sending them flying and breaking their ankles, right? Think about all those little details and how that's going to feel for you and what it's going to look like. Visualize it. Visualize creating separation, getting a nice shot off and swishing it, catching the pass, getting in rhythm, going right into the shot. All the little things that you know are going to happen in the game. Visualize that. Layups going in, layups over defenders, wide open easy layups. Like every type of shot, every type of move, try to visualize yourself having that successfully happen. And there was actually a study on this of players, basketball players, doing 3 different things. First group, didn't do anything. Second group, shot free throws. Third group, imagine themselves successfully making free throws. First group, no improvement whatsoever. Second 2 groups, equal improvement. Crazy, right? All because of mental for that last group. Now imagine if they had another group that actually shot free throws and imagine themselves making free throws. That group's probably going to improve the most. That should be you. Be that group, okay? So that's like some of the mental side of things, just to show you like how that can help you improve the first layer. The second layer though is, now that you've got that successful image in your head, that'll help you visualize what you're mechanically going to be doing and doing it crisp. Think about the step after, like we talked about before. The bad version would be the crowd going boo and, you know, teammates getting down. Now, don't just focus on the shot going in, the layup, crossing the defender over. Now let's focus on the crowd going wild when you break the defender's ankle, the crowd going wild when you make the shot, your teammates being like, yeah, good shot when you get the wide open shot for the game winner when they pass you the ball. You getting the fast break layup and just getting down the court super quick and getting that easy layup. And your teammates being like, hey, good stuff, way to get there. You know what I mean? All those little things, think about them. Think about your parents, you know, giving you, you know, respect after the game, saying, hey, you had a really good game. Your friends at school saying, man, you crushed last game, right? Think about all those little things that happen after it. So when you go into that crossover or you go into that shot, you're not just going to think about making the crossover happen in the right way. You're not going to just think about making that shot. You're also going to think about what happens from that. Going that extra layer deeper, like you could probably see the smile coming on my face already. I feel good about myself. And I bet if you start visualizing that, man, you can feel good about yourself too. And when you have that kind of a mentality in the game, you're like, yeah, I'm going to get it. Now, that's only part of the equation, right? Because we know not every shot's going to go in. We know not every single time you're going to cross the defender over. We know you're going to get the ball stolen from time to time. You're going to get your shot blocked from time to time. What are you going to do in that situation? And this is the final step we got to talk about to keep you confident in games. It's one thing to go in being confident, but how do you keep it, right? The final step, when you go into a game situation and something bad happens, before that even happens, you have to go into the game not just thinking successful, but also thinking, I'm the best player on the court. I tell my players this all the time when we train. I'm like, who's the best player on the court? And I'll go around like everyone, like me. I'm like, yes, you are. Every one of you. And you have to go into your game with that mentality. I don't care if LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, and Kyrie Irving on the court. You go on the court thinking you're the best player. You might think I'm crazy saying that, and maybe, you know, technically you're not. But if you go on the court being like, man, that's LeBron James, that's Stephen Curry, you know, you're not going to go into the game very aggressive, are you? Your chances of having much success aren't very good, are they? That's why sometimes maybe you see like some of these street ball guys will get like a move off on some of these NBA guys when they do these little one-on-one games at, you know, events in the summer, and they'll get a crazy move off because they don't go into it with a fear mindset. They go into it like, yeah, I'm coming at them. I'm the best player, right? So that's the first part that's kind of a precursor, because if you have that mentality and now you get your shot blocked, LeBron James blocks your shot, or just someone on the other team that's your age blocks your shot, or they steal the basketball, whatever else happens, and you're like, man, I'm the best player on the court. How is that going to change how you approach that situation? If you went into it thinking, man, I'm not very good, and they block your shot, like, yeah, you're not going to shoot anymore, are you? But if you think you're the best player on the court and they block your shot, you're like, man, I'm coming back at you, and I'm going to score on you next play. I'm coming for you. That's the kind of mentality you have to have. You have to come with that bounce back, like, you got me that time, but it's not happening again. That's how you have confidence, is to think that way. You have to force yourself to think that way. And if it's not natural for you, like anything else, practice. So watch this video over and over and over again, because these little tips, they're not just gonna happen for you. And you're not gonna remember them all. You probably wanna come back to this, because you're not gonna get the practice in unless you keep watching something like this to remind you, oh yeah, I had a bad play, I got the ball stolen, and you're probably gonna revert back to what you're used to of, oh man, I don't know if I'm gonna go, at anyone next play. I'm just gonna pass the ball and try to get out of my hands. You've gotta get yourself in the habit of doing that, and you have to keep reminding yourself mentally, okay, I got the ball stolen, but I'm gonna push those little feelings of rejection aside, and I'm gonna come at this dude. I'm coming right for him next time. I'm gonna break his ankles. I'm gonna blow by him. I'm gonna cross him up and get a jump shot off. Whatever it is that you need to focus on, but you have to know that you can come back, bounce back, and go at them. And again, that comes from practice, doing it over and over and over again. And that doesn't mean every time if you come back at them that you're gonna be successful that next time. You might screw up again. Who cares? You get better by putting in practice, right? Of going at people. You learn how to make the adjustments you need to make in the game situations. So now, once you figured out, okay, you're like, I got it. Now that's the one little extra thing you've got on your skill set and your ability to read defenses and all that the little tweaks that you need to make in game situations, that side of things that you've got in your game now. That's one more reason for you to be confident. So being aggressive comes from that mentality, and being aggressive will make you a better player, which will lead to more confidence, and that cycle can continue. You thinking about something good happening, imagining the shot going in, and imagine crossing up your defender will make you a more successful player in those plays. And then it'll keep happening. You imagine the crowd going wild, and then it'll keep happening, right? You'll get rid of the hesitations, you'll do everything more aggressive, you'll keep coming at your defenders, and from that, you'll get better and better and better and better and better, and the cycle continues and keeps going up like a spiral. An upward spiral, not a downward spiral. That's why I really recommend you come back to this video multiple times. Anytime you're having a game where you're not playing so well, or if you're, getting down on yourself, you're like, what do I need to do again to make sure I get back into the right mental state of mind to be confident? Without that, that's gonna kind of take away a lot of your opportunities to be successful in games. So you've gotta get that side in check. That's what this video is here for, you guys. If you found this video helpful, I'm gonna have another video here that will help you a little bit more with mindset. And this one is gonna help you as far as getting to the NBA. Some tips to help you improve your odds. I know a lot of you guys out on my channel are trying to make the NBA, so that video will help you a ton. If this video helped though, make sure you click the like button, the subscribe button, and the bell icon so you can catch the newest videos, and leave me a comment. Let me know if this helped. Just say this helped, and I'll see you in one of these two videos.